first off, what is a request for proposals, also known as an RFP? I will be using those two terms in exchange. So to get started, the point of a request for proposals is to solicit proposals. This is the mechanism by which people can propose to your organization or institution. It is through this process that you create the opportunity, that you create the environment for proposals. Otherwise, proposals will never reach your door. Proposals will never get to you. Proposals just won't be written because people won't know that you have money to spend, that you have certain requirements that need to be met, that you are looking for certain kinds of advancement or opportunities. Unless you create the opportunity, nobody will take advantage of that opportunity. So if you are in a position where you might need awardees or grantees to distribute some funding, the mechanism for doing that is the request for proposals. And this also initiates the competition. You want, preferably, more than one proposal at your doorstep in your inbox for you to evaluate. And the request for proposals or RFP mechanisms allows multiple people to compete for under this proposal program, under this award or grant program, for that same pot of money that you are offering. And this allows everybody to know, all the players, including you, how this is going to go down, how this is going to be decided, what the times are, what the deadlines are, what are the requirements, how will the evaluation proceed. It allows people to compete, which is what you want. You want people competing so that you end up with the best. It also is a very, very powerful place, the RFP, to describe the needs of a particular project. So you might have needs that you're generally aware of in your organization or institution, but they might be vague, they might be nebulous, they might be here, there, might be scattered, people might disagree. The RFP is a place to bring everything together in a single document. It also describes the proposal guidelines. The purpose of an RFP is to enable people who want to propose under this grant program or award program that you are offering. It gives them the guidelines. They know who to submit to. They know how to format their submission. They know what content to include in their submission. They know about the timelines and deadlines and the period of performance of the grant and the expected amounts. And they just know all the information. The RFP is a single document. It is a single home for all these disparate pieces of information. So one of the benefits, and we'll get into this in a little bit, one of the benefits of creating an RFP is to bring all that information that might be on the website, might be on internal memos, might be on some emails, all into a single document. The request for proposals, or RFP, also tries its best to anticipate as many questions as possible and to answer those questions. If you just imagine coming out and saying, okay, you know what, everyone, I've got $100,000. I would like some work done on, say, environmental impacts. What do you guys got? That's not going to go over very well. You're going to get very poor submissions. You're going to get scattered proposals. You're just not going to get a lot of useful information out of that. The RFP is a document that answers questions. The first person, as soon as you say, hey, everyone, I have $100,000 I'd like to spend, the first thing people are going to ask is, on what? When? How can I compete? Who do I send my application to? What kind of requirements are you looking for? Are there any rules or restrictions on the funding of that money? Is there a deadline? Is this happening tomorrow or next year? Like, question after question after question. The RFP is the place that answers those questions. And as we'll explore, sometimes you can't anticipate every single question, and that's okay. You might miss something, or there might be some new information that comes in. That's okay. An RFP contains appendices that can update and provide additional information. We will see examples of that. And an RFP can technically be issued by anybody. Right now, I've got $50. I can issue an RFP for someone to compete for that $50. Probably not a lot of people are going to compete for that. Usually it's not going to be you personally issuing an RFP. It will be an RFP on behalf of an agency or a foundation or a nonprofit or an institution or an organization or a government entity. It is usually, there is some larger organization that has money to spend and wants to set up a competitive process for spending that money. So usually this is not going to be a personal thing for you. Of course, there are always exceptions, but usually this is going to be an institution-wide endeavor. So you might be a leader of this endeavor of creating an RFP. You might be a participant in the RFP creation process, but usually this is going to involve many members within your organization, and you've got some money and you want to spend it wisely.